Well, my name is Eric. I am a 26-year fitness professional. I've been in the industry many different capacities. I'm a former athlete, father, just a guy who wants to make a difference in other people's lives and utilize who I am and what I've learned and share it with others to try to make them better. I got into this field to make money, and that's how it started for me. I mean, I was an athlete and loved to work out, loved being in the gym, so why not get paid to be in the place that you have to be in anyway? In that experience, being able to meet people and resonate with their lives, seeing the desperation that people had of wanting to be healthier, I realized that there was a lot of power in my hands, and I could steer them the wrong way or I could steer them the right way, and it felt good to steer people the right way. And the more that people liked it, the more I wanted to do it. I think number one, sharing experiences. I think there's nothing that could ever be replaced when you have a shared experience with someone, because then you can tap into each other's emotions and kind of decipher what's needed from there. But I think the other part would be just knowing that whatever I say or my moves or my actions can make that big of a difference in someone's life. It made me want to be more conscious about what I was doing and how I was doing it. And at that time, I was also a very young father, so pressure of being a dad and being a dad to a son. My son was the firstborn, so as a guy, having a son as your first child, there was a lot of pressure into, making sure that I'm the man that I need to be so I can show him to become the man he needs to be. It starts with having a goal. Whatever that goal is, it doesn't have to be a fitness goal. We've had dreams. I think dreams are something we all have as youth, but dreams become goals when you write them down. Seeing how having a goal can come to fruition with hard work, realizing that you created discipline in your life without understanding that that's what you created. It may have taken me to either read about it or someone else to point it out to me, but in all areas of my life that I've gotten better in times of reflection, I realized that the reason I was able to get there wasn't because I had a goal and I had a plan. Everyone has a goal and a plan, but it was the execution. And when there was lack of execution, I realized that the reason it was lacking is because I didn't have discipline. So through trial and error, that's how you start to learn that the number one attribute that you have to succeed is discipline. Because not every day, you're not going to have motivation every day. You're not going to feel good every day. I'm sure there are people that wake up and don't want to get up. But with discipline, you can supersede everything because the discipline will be at the forefront of the decisions that you make. Well, it's what happens when you lay in the bed. That alone should give you the reason to figure out that something is lacking in your life. We've all done it. We've all hit the snooze button once, twice, 5 times. What does it solve? It just makes you want to snooze longer. Well, it's the opposite. If I get up in the morning and I get going and I work out and I start to feel good, well then now what do I want? I want to get up and I want to work out. Once you recognize what you get from fitness beyond what you see, that is how discipline can get to the forefront. I've created a 4-step process that I use for myself and for every person I've ever worked with over the last 25 years. And those 4 steps are dedication, motivation, consistency, and discipline. And the reason that discipline is last is because without discipline, the other 3 don't matter. So you will need to be dedicated to yourself, which we all are in other areas and capacities of our life. So the 4 pillars that I've created, dedication, motivation, consistency, and discipline, obviously starts with dedication. You must be dedicated to yourself. You must be. People struggle with that, so they think. But we have dedication to ourselves. Why do we brush our teeth? Why do we comb our hair? Why do we put on certain clothes? Why do we put on deodorant? Why do we want to smell good and present ourselves? Because we're dedicated to whatever that situation, circumstance, or reality is at that moment. The thing is, what's motivating you to do that? Well, I can tell you that motivation comes in many forms, and you don't have it all the time, but we do have it when we start something. So for some people, they want to look better. For some people, they want to feel better. For some people, they want to fit their clothes differently. They want to gain the attention of someone that they like. There's so many different areas of motivation for a lot of people. What we hope it should be their health. But, motivation comes in many forms. So I'm dedicated to myself. I have something to motivate me. Now, how do I make it work? How do I get results? Well, I've got to be consistent. Consistency in everything that we do in life is going to create success. So when I'm not able to be dedicated, when I'm not able to be motivated, when I don't have the drive to be consistent, how do I gain it? How do I keep it? How do I sustain? That's discipline. It all comes together, the 4 pillars, ends with what's most important, because discipline could be in the beginning. If we have motivation, we're already disciplined to be motivated. If we are dedicated to ourselves, we're dedicated. We're disciplined to be dedicated. If we're consistent, we're disciplined to be consistent. And when I can't lean on the 3, I can just lean back on the discipline. Well, we start by talking about health. The look, let's be realistic. We all want to have a look. But most people, to get the look is going to take 6 to 9 months of pure dedication, motivation, and consistency with discipline, right? What we want to focus on are things that we can control. What are the controllables? Well, number 1 is the one thing that most people struggle with, and that's nutrition. We can control what we buy. We can control how we cook it. We can control how much of it we eat. So the first thing we talk about with regard to health is the important aspect of what health and wellness and fitness is, and it's what we put in our mouth. That's the way we start the approach of getting people to be healthy. Simple questions. How much water a day do you drink? How many meals a day do you eat? Why do you only eat these meals? What type of food do you eat? Do you eat fruits and vegetables? They're simple questions that we've been asked our whole life. The problem is that the accountability that comes with the answers to those questions are never really given, and we all have different layers of what we've learned based on our own experiences, from family to the environment we grew up in to the people that we surround ourselves with. We've got to break the mold, and we've got to figure out, where are you with your nutrition and how can we start that path? Now, we talk about nutrition. People ask about diets. Well, I don't believe in diets. Diet to me is a temporary fix. I think that we have to make the proper changes and make them a sustainable lifestyle. So everything that we talk about at EMT Fitness is about sustaining the lifestyle of healthy living through discipline, which is a tool, and we're going to teach you how to use it. Okay? So that's the approach that we take. Not the physical part, the mentality that you have to have, becoming, mentally fit to become physically fit. We cannot become physically fit if we're not mentally in the right place. And we have to start with the one thing that we all do, which is eat.